We will never graduate from God's word. Schools, learning, education, academia are all pretty important. Learning God's word specifically is especially important. And unlike schools, learning, and education centers, there's no graduation date from God's word. Let's make that clear. His word declares that we only know parts of his word. We only know certain ways, certain things. We only know a part. We only know partial things. His ways, his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are much different than ours. That's why it's important to be transformed by renewing our minds daily, to match our minds with God's mind, even if it doesn't fully get there. And especially if we've gone off into a lot of ways that are against God. The problem with people, and sadly, many professing Christians, is that once we have our own perspective, once we have our own way of viewing God's word, we we tend to act prideful. We really tend to act prideful and get in our own way and refuse to believe that we could be wrong. Now, of course, there's going to be a level of certainty about God's word that we do have, and we're going to be we're going to be sure about a lot of things that are written in the Bible, but we cannot be afraid to say, "Look, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know." Uh, you might have to ask somebody else. You know what I mean? We have to stop acting like we have all the answers to every biblical question just because we're so called Christians. Nobody has been everywhere around the world, and no one ever will be everywhere around the world. We don't even live that long to even do that. We don't live long enough to do it. We don't even live long enough to learn all that we ought to know. The truth of the matter is, we're going to know everything. We'll know all things. Everything is going to be revealed to us when Christ comes back. So our life is an ever learning journey to the other side of this realm.